The Committee on Culture, Youth, Aging, Sports and Parks is hereby called to order. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and redeemer. Psalms 19:14. I want to start off by saying condolences to Mr. Eldred Christian of the 10 Sleepless Nights, and most recently, Jordan Jones, aka Dottie Hart, who was senselessly gunned down on the Christiansted Boardwalk recently. And also condolences to Miss Inez Williams, the mother of Mr. Raymond Williams, the executive director of the Virgin Islands Lottery, as they are also in mourning and have a funeral today. We've seen a lot of gun violence recently in the Virgin Islands, and we're actually in the month of June, which is the Gun Violence Awareness Month, and I believe that we need to ramp up our efforts as a society, have more education and outreach concerning gun violence and the dangers and issues surrounding it. But today, colleagues and people of the Virgin Islands and the listening and viewing audience, I am Senator Angel Bolkes Jr., the chairman of this committee. And this morning, the Committee on Culture, Youth, Aging, Sports and Parks is meeting today to receive an update on the Paul E. Joseph Stadium construction project, a project that has now spanned almost a dozen years since its original groundbreaking. And over the years, this project has faced repeated delays, shifting timelines, and escalated costs. And despite restarts and new appropriations by this institution, including an additional $5.1 million in November 2023, we are still seeing concerning reports of slow progress, unresolved contractor performance issues, and missed completion targets. And today's hearing will examine the current status of construction, the contractual obligations of GEC LLC, and the challenges that continue to impede delivery of this long-promised facility. We must also look squarely at the issues of accountability for both the management of the project and the responsibility of the government of the Virgin Islands. The people of St. Croix and the broader Virgin Islands community deserves transparency and answers. They deserve a facility that honors the legacy of Paul E. Joseph and supports our cultural and sporting life and helps deliver economic activity for the island district of St. Croix. Before we move forward, I want to ask the clerk to please perform the roll call. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Good morning. Senator Carla J. Joseph. Senator Joseph absent. Senator.
One moment, Madam Clerk.
Present.
Apologies. Apologies. Okay, Senator Joseph present. Senator Marvin A. Blyden. Senator Blyden present. Senator Novell E. Francis Jr. Senator Francis Jr. present. Senator Alma Francis Heiliger.
Present.
Senator Francis Heiliger present. Senator Franklin D. Johnson. Senator Franklin D. Johnson present. Senator Avery L. Lewis. Senator Lewis present. And Senator Angel L. Bolkes Jr.
Present.
Present. So we have 7 present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, are there any correspondence to be read into the record?
Yes.
Please proceed.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I have a correspondence here. It's an email correspondence from Mr. Vincent Roberts. Dear Senator Bolquez, I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing to sincerely apologize for my absence from today's hearing regarding the Paul E. Joseph Stadium. Unfortunately, I only received a copy of the memo outlining the details of the hearing this morning, which included my scheduled testimony at 11 a.m. As you may be aware, the Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation's role in this project is limited to the management of the facility after its completion. The construction management and procurement process falls under the jurisdiction of other agencies. I regret any inconvenience my absence may cause. I remain fully committed to supporting the work being done by you and your office. Thank you for understanding. Vincent Roberts, Commissioner Nominee of the Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation. The Government of the Virgin Islands, Department of Property and Procurement. Dear Senator Bolquez, thank you for your invitation to participate in the upcoming hearing scheduled for Wednesday, June 11, 2025, 10 a.m. at the Frits E. Lawaetz Legislative Hall on St. Croix. I appreciate the committee's interest in the work of the Department of Property and Procurement and the opportunity to contribute to the discussion on the status and execution of the Paul E. Joseph Stadium project. Regrettably, due to a prior commitment, I will not be able to attend the upcoming hearing. A project of this nature requires my direct participation, and as such, I am also not able to designate a representative to appear on my behalf. I look forward to subsequent discussions should the committee schedule a future date on the matter. Lisa M. Alejandro, Commissioner. And that concludes the reading of the letters.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. And Madam Clerk, before I ask you to read the agenda into the record, I want to make a statement. For several months, my office has worked on coordinating this hearing. Formal invitations were sent or first issued on April 17, 2025, with clear requests for participation from key agencies and contractors involved in the Paul E. Joseph Stadium project. Since that time, we have followed up repeatedly through direct emails, phone calls, and calendar updates on May 9th, May 28th, June 2nd, and June 3rd, adjusting the hearing date multiple times to accommodate schedules and ensuring broader participation. And despite these efforts and flexibility, we continue to receive responses of unavailability or incomplete commitments to this hearing. This lack of full engagement is unacceptable, particularly when we are dealing with a project that has now spanned for over a decade and has been sustained through significant allocations of local public funds, not federal funds, but local Virgin Islands tax-paying monies. The people of the Virgin Islands have invested millions of dollars into this project and deserve answers regarding the progress, management, and accountability of this project. As the chair of this committee, I emphasize that this hearing is not optional for those responsible for delivering this project. This committee is charged with the oversight on behalf of the public, and we expect transparency, we expect accountability, and we expect the courtesy of full participation from all relevant parties. Colleagues, documents have been circulated in the file concerning these invitations and these correspondences in the drive for your review. Now, Madam Chair, I ask you to please read the agenda into the record.
Members of the Committee on Culture, Youth, Aging, Sports, and Parks, the Honorable Carla J. Joseph, Vice Chair, the Honorable Marvin A. Blyden, the Honorable Novelli Francis Jr., the Honorable Alma Francis Heiliger, the Honorable Franklin D. Johnson, and the Honorable Avery L. Lewis. From Senator at Large Angel L. Bolquez, Chairman Committee on Culture, Youth, Aging, Sports, and Parks. And it's regarding the agenda Committee on Culture, Youth, Aging, Sports, and Parks with the hearing date of today, Wednesday, June 11, 2025, 11 a.m. The Committee on Culture, Youth, Aging, Sports, and Park will convene a hearing on Wednesday, June 11, 2025, at 11 a.m. at the Frits E. Lawaetz Legislative Hall on St. Croix to receive testimony and updates regarding the current status of the Polly Joseph Stadium construction project. Block 1, the segment of the hearing will focus on ongoing efforts related to the Paul E. Joseph Stadium project. Testimony and discussion will address the following key areas: the current construction status and projected execution timeline, updates on the contractual standing with GEC LLC and affiliated project vendors, procurement challenges encountered, along with a proposed or implemented resolutions, oversight and accountability measures to ensure fiscal responsibility and project performance, interagency coordination efforts supporting the timeline advancement of each project phase. The invited testifiers, Ms. Lisa Alejandro, Commissioner, Department of Property and Procurement, Mr. John Wessel, owner, GEC LLC, Mr. Tim Dempsey, Director of Operations, GEC LLC, Mr. Derek Gabriel, Commissioner, Department of Public Works, Mr. Vincent Roberts, Acting Commissioner, Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation, and Ms. Adrian L. Williams, Octalin, Director, the Virgin Islands Office of Disaster Recovery. Mr. Chair, this concludes the reading of the agenda.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now, colleagues, before we proceed, and I will give each colleague up to 5 minutes if they choose to make any comments. If you choose to utilize the time, you can, or if you don't want to, that's fine. But before I do that, I wanted to at least introduce my summer interns working here in the St. Croix district. We have 2 summer interns, Ms. Angie Guadalupe and Ms. Liana Williams. So I wanted to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. Don't be shy.
Good morning.
Turn on the mic. It's on now. Oh. One moment. Don't be shy.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Angelina Guadalupe. I attend the St. Croix Central High School, and I am a member of the NAF Academy of Business. On my free time, I enjoy listening to music and shopping. When I get older, I would like to study pediatric nursing or sonography. As an upcoming senior, I am excited to see what the future holds for me.
Okay, good job. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Liana Williams, and I am 17 years old, a student at St. Croix Central High School, where I just completed my 11th grade year successfully. My hobbies include dancing, cheering, which I serve as captain, a proud member of the Ladies of Distinction, which I serve as president. My future career goals is to attend college, major in science, in order to move into the medical field to become a dermatologist.
Thank you. Please stay so that media can take a photo of you. And while that is happening, I wanted to list the order of speakers. We're going to begin with Senator Franklin D. Johnson first. Second, Senator Carla J. Joseph, Vice Chair. Third, Senator Alma Francis Heiliger. Fourth, Senator Marvin A. Blyden. Fifth, Senator Avery L. Lewis, and sixth, Senator Novell E. Francis, Jr. So, Senator Franklin Johnson, you have up to 5 minutes to make any comments on the matter before us.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Good morning to my colleagues. Good morning to the testifiers. Good morning to the viewing and listening audience. It's a shame that we reached a stage like this today. especially with the Polly Joseph Stadium. After hearing time after time that it's on track, it's scheduled to finish, it's scheduled to complete, and time after time, they come back to this body and ask for money. And this body have been doing everything to fulfill those obligations. I think the last time we gave them money was about $5 million. And I remember clearly asking them if this $5 million is going to complete the project. And the answer was yes. That's what the answer was. Today now you hear them talking they need either a next million or a next $2 million. And I keep saying it loud and clear. I have no intent on giving a next dime to the Polly Joseph Stadium. I made it very clear that we need to go to the banding agency to hold them accountable. We cannot continue playing games with this because this is government money. This ain't no federal money. All of this is local government cash that we pumped into this stadium. And every time we look, it's a delay. Now today, it's an embarrassment. Nobody's here to testify. Everybody find a reason to not be here today. This is serious. And as Mr. Chair said, he's been reaching out, trying to get them to come. And today, this is what we get. We're going to have to make a stand here today. The buck got to stop today. We're going to have to take a stand and make sure that we do what's necessary to make sure that they're here the next time this committee call a hearing. I'm not going to beat a dead drum, and I'm not going to beat the testifiers who are sitting in these chairs here. I'm going to wait until that day come and wait for today for us to make our move because we have to be serious and we got to show them that we're serious about this. But as I say before, and I remember speaking to Property and Procurement Director Alejandro, and I asked this question because I wanted for her to put it on the public airwave. I said, what is the purpose for having the banding company, the banding agency? In case the company who got the contract awarded doesn't fulfill the obligation, in case the old companies, subcontractors, I said, you're hitting the nail right on the head. I recall this very clear. Everything that you are saying here today is exactly what's happening with this project. So we need to make the next step. We cannot continue with this because before you know it, this company going to set a belly up and we're going to be left with a shell uncompleted. There's an opportunity for us to get the banding company to step up, do what they need to do to complete this project, and they go after that company for the money. I'm tired of it. I don't need 5 minutes to say I'm tired. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Johnson. Senator Carla J. Joseph, Vice Chair, please proceed.
Thank you so kindly, Mr. Chairman. A pleasant good day to the listening and viewing public. I also share in your condolences to all of the people who have passed. I definitely pray that our God will send comfort, strength, and peace to their families. I have arrived back. I've been out because of family medical emergencies. I want to also thank our public and persons who called to pray for me and my family. Everybody is doing well, praise God, and I'm very grateful. Now, to the situation at hand. When the majority was forming, I was very intentional in indicating that I would like and love to be a vice chair of this committee because it had several issues that were very troubling to me and my spirit. Paul E. Joseph, who was this gentleman? This gentleman was an educator. He was a legislator. And the stadium was named in his honor in 1964. We talk 64, because he passed in 1966. We're talking about legacies of our people who have done a lot for our generations of people here in the Virgin Islands. It is unacceptable that you, Mr. Chairman, would send a letter to individuals, Lisa Commissioner, the Honorable Lisa Alejandro, Mr. John Wessel, who I know very well, Mr. Tim Dempsey, the Honorable Derek Gabriel, Commissioner for the Department of Public Works, the Honorable Vincent Roberts, who is going to come before the committee I chair as Rules and Judiciary as the governor's nominee for the Department of Sports, Park, and Recreation, and Mrs. Adrian L. Williams Octalin, Director of the Virgin Islands Office of Disaster and Recovery. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable even that we only receive 2 letters of apology. And you have been trying from since April, based on your representation, to get these individuals to come. That is a level of disrespect. That is a level of disrespect. This money is taxpayers' money. Paulie Joseph, and I have to put on the record that both of my maternal grandmothers are Joseph. My great-grandfathers were Josephs. And so that is a powerful name. And he, Paulie Joseph, on his own 2 feet, did so much for our community. So it is unacceptable. And then I have read through the documentation that was provided by the Honorable Derek Gabriel and the payment schedule. He is to report to the legislature based on Act 8326. This tells about payment. It gives no schedule, project schedule. I have managed tens of millions of dollars as a project manager. There is no way that I will be submitting any reports or had submitted any reports without a project schedule. Each project schedule shows clearly the timeline, the project work that has been done, and what needs to be paid. So we have to be able to get a project schedule as well to check on what is happening in our big sister island of St. Croix. Mr. Chairman, I know you are doing your work because you did your work to even subpoena. I recall after I sent you a letter to have those individuals from VIGL come before the legislature in the 35th legislature to testify about the Clinton E. Phipps racetrack. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable, and we need to stop playing these little ridiculous games. I think people are passively aggressive. They need to come here, come before this committee to, whenever we put it together, to testify on the status. This is dragging out too long. Too long. This stadium needs to be up and running, and we need to have baseball and concerts. I went to a concert there before in that stadium, and whatever other activities. It's too long, and we are going to finish it and start it today to hold those human beings accountable. I am finished with my time. I want to thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, for pushing through. Nonetheless, and regardless of this situation that we are experiencing today, it's unacceptable. Thank you so kindly, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Carla Joseph, for your remarks. Senator Alma Francis Heileger, you are now recognized.
No comment. Unless we're subpoenaing people, I don't have any comment.
Thank you, Senator Francis Heileger, for your comments. Senator Marvin A. Blyden, you are now recognized. Please recognize the microphone of Senator Marvin A. Blyden.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, and I want to say good morning to my colleagues, listening and viewing audiences, staff, central staff, and I must say I was really, really looking forward to this hearing. Of course, my colleagues likewise, because everyone is here. We have a full quorum because we understand the importance of this project to the territory. We understand the importance of status update and assuring that folks are held accountable. I honestly don't understand what's the deal with GEC. I'll save that for when we subpoena them and come here, but at the same time, it's unacceptable, especially for a project that goes on so long, over a decade, millions of dollars, and folks are still being paid. I'm reading a memorandum from DPW in respect to a payment for $16,650,000. And I do not know what happened. I do not know anything. We do not know anything because no one is here to answer. And That's unacceptable. So to make a long story short, I really don't have much to say at this point neither, because the folks that I have my inquiries to are not here. And I think it's disrespectful in many ways, because if we're asking for a status update, as the commissioner, you don't have to be here. You have assistant commissioner, you have directors, and you have other officials that are very, very, very good at what they do. And you don't have to be here to answer. That's why you have staff. You have engineers with expertise, etc. So that's no excuse, I'm sorry. That's no excuse. And again, I think it's disrespectful in many ways, because for something so pertinent and important to us in the territory, we need to know what's going on, because if it was a different company, it would be a different situation. Honestly, I've been real with you. So I want to know what's really going on with this company and why they are still requesting funds and we are not seeing no movement at that stadium. From the time I was sworn in as a senator in 2014, I've been hearing what the Paul E. Joe, I was so excited. 2015, I was so excited. We are still here. Listen, right? We need to set an example. Real talk. We need to set an example, because the level of disrespect I have seen since I've been in this body for the first branch of government and legislature is getting more and more frequent. And I, for one, ain't gonna stand for it, because we respect the other branches of government. We do our part. We try to be statesmen, but at the same time, folks make it difficult for us in respect to us doing what needs to be done on behalf of the people, without being ridiculed, without being talked down to, because why? They feel we're a joke. I set a joke in there. You understand? But we're going to do what we have to do moving forward, because, like I say, it's getting ridiculous, and I think it's totally, totally disrespectful. And we have the power to subpoena. We are going to do what we got to do. Mr. Chair, again, I look forward to the vote, and for sure I will be voting yes in that respect. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, Senator Marvin A. Blyden, for your remarks. Senator Avery L. Lewis, you're now recognized.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning to the people of the Virgin Islands. I am not certain why I hear the reasons, and I'm not certain if there's a reason behind, some other hidden reason behind why the scenes nobody is here today. But one thing I know is that I'm committed to the children of the Virgin Islands. Not just the children, but all the people who utilize these parks every day. I attend the weekend games, I attend the parks, not just the parks, the gymnasiums. I try to support our children. On a project of this magnitude, you know, you're hearing all kinds of stories, and I think sometimes people have lost trust in the institution. And when we try to do things, they go both ways. So the community have to help us, and we have to help them. And in order to build back this trust, we have to work collaboratively and together. We can't just keep saying we put in money forward, and we have no kind of accountability. If we're going to say we're the branch of government that sustains and upholds accountability, we need to shut up and do the right thing. And I mean that, you know, we need to mandate, maybe monthly or bi-weekly, status reports on this project. We could do that. We have the power to do that. We also have the power to subpoena them. You know, moving forward, you know, we have different things we could do. I didn't come here to argue, no fuss, no fight today, but I came here today to get answers as to why our children, our people, cannot be in a modern-day facility at this present time. You know, we have all, when we want to see something happen, we make sure it happens. We put all our resources behind of it, all our strength and our might. And this is one that we have to make sure, at least for the people, not just in Croix, but the people at the Virginals, that all our parks and facilities and stuff for our children are completed. This is why I'm adamant about making sure that when school reopens in August, our children walk into facilities that give you that wow effect. Gone are the days when children, it's supposed to be gone of the days when children and adults and teachers complain about mold and all kind of things, that we continue this institution putting money in place to correct these problems. People need to start getting fired. Contracts need to start getting pulled. And we need to start putting our feet down. So, just like a previous colleague said, I ain't here to lament and debate. We need to put action now to make things happen. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I'm ready to take some action because I came here today, flew from St. Thomas. And when we talk about accountability, the flight won't free. Came here to ask the pertinent questions so we could make the tough and popular decisions how we're going to move forward. Thank you, and I will wait until we take some type of action.
Thank you, Senator Avery L. Lewis, for your comments. Senator Novell E. Francis Jr., you're recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm a committee member. Good morning to you. Good morning to my colleagues. Good morning to the people of the Virgin Islands. I spent my morning at a funeral for Miss Inez Williams, and I left the funeral halfway through as a result of being here for this hearing, because I felt it was very important for me to be here to hear and get a status of what's happening with the Pauli Joseph Stadium. So based on the agenda, we heard that we wanted to get a current construction status and projection execution timeline, updates on the contractual standing with GEC LLC and the affiliated work project vendors, procurement challenges encountered along with the proposed or implemented resolutions, oversight and accountability measures to ensure fiscal responsibility and project performance, interagency coordination efforts supporting the timely advancement of each project phase. Nobody show up here to give us those simple update on what's happening there. And this update isn't just for us. It's for this community that has been waiting for many, many years, over a decade, to be able to get a status. Projects that have gone without a playground, without a baseball stadium or field for quite some time. Thank God we just had the Randall Jackson reopening recently. This body has appropriated over $30 million to that piece of junk that got down there that, you know what I mean, represent the stadium, that they still have not done the work to make sure that we have a world-class stadium there. And I shouldn't call it that. I mean, obviously there's a structure. However, we're not totally satisfied with the structure as it is. But what they don't come here and tell us, it's an embarrassment, it's an abomination, it's a disgust. $30 million and we still can't show what's happening there. So people are embarrassed to come here. So yes, I will be awaiting our move to allow for subpoenas so that we could bring these individuals here to be able to respond to these concerns. But I'm sure that they too are truly embarrassed by this. The tail is truly wagging the dog here. The tail is wagging the dog. As the first branch of government, our responsibility is to represent the people, and they have been asking, pleading with us to get a status report on what's happening here. And we will be doing that. Again, it's truly And I don't want it to become the norm where we believe that individuals have been invited to come before us to give presentation or give an update. But where is sports park and recreation in this? Where is public works in this? Where is PFA? Where is the Department of Justice? How are we holding this contractor accountable for not delivering on what we put forth and $30 million worth? So I'm utterly disgusted this morning, and I'm truly waiting to see what's going to happen here. But I think that, I am supportive of these individuals being subpoenaed. And after that, we need to make a decision. Should we move resolution then to allow for legal action to be taken against this contractor? We will then decide our next step. But we can't continue to sit here and wait for the executive branch to hold these individuals accountable, because obviously it's not being held accountable. And, we have to be able to answer to the people. It's gone on far too long. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for the time. And I look forward to us being able to get an update so we could provide that to the people of St. Croix and Frederickson in particular as to what's going on with the Paulie Joseph Stadium. I had the opportunity to do a walk through there recently, and we see some slight movements here and there. We see paint going on. We see some earth change. It seems like they're getting ready to pave the front parking lot. We see some slight work being done there, but nonetheless, it's certainly not at the levels that we expected it to be. And I heard in recent reports that they're intending to open the stadium in August, or complete the stadium in August. And from all indication, I don't see that happening, at least not August 2025. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, for the time.
Thank you, Senator Novelli Francis Jr., for your comments as well. And colleagues, I'm appreciative of all the input that each and every one of you have put on the record. And I'm going to be very candid. I take no pleasure in having to do what we need to do next. It's unfortunate that this institution continues to be abused by the actions of the executive branch, in the sense of when we request appearances. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but we have our obligations in reference to fulfilling the mandates of this institution. And what is very interesting is that when the very departments and agencies need the fiscal wherewithal, they end up coming to us to request whatever it is that they need. And specifically for this project, the Paulie Joseph Stadium, we know historically that has been done time after time after time. And like the good senator from Frederickstead mentioned when he spoke, we appropriated $5 million, but then to turn around to hear that more was needed yet again. But why? We need to understand. And perhaps we don't need to ask, we don't need to do anything other than figure out what you all are actually doing. Because based on what we're seeing physically or manifesting before us is very little to none. The people of St. Croix deserve better. It's already bad enough with the racetrack, but still now this stadium. Recreation helps the youths. It helps the youths to stay off of the streets. It gives them something to do. We just unfortunately had to hear of an underage person shooting another individual in a fatal incident. There needs to be recreational opportunities for our youth. Colleagues, we're going to go to a 5-minute recess to discuss our next actions. So the Committee on Culture, Youth, Aging, Sports and Parks stands in a 5-minute recess.
Ready? We are back on the record. Do I hear a motion?
Motion,
Motion.
Mr. Chair.
Senator Boquet, you recognize for your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I move that this committee authorizes the issuance of a subpoena requiring the Department of Public Works, Commissioner Derek A. Gabriel, to appear and testify in person before this committee and to produce all official documentation relevant to the Paul E. Joseph Stadium construction project at a hearing to be held on July 18th, 2025. Documentation required, written statement outlining DPW's role, statutory authority, and oversight mechanisms for the Paul E. Joseph Stadium project, a full recent project update and project schedule, construction milestones and schedules, funding sources and allocations breakdown, and financial summary showing total budget, obligated funds, and expenditures to date, change orders or contract amendments with explanations for scope or cost of adjustments, current and past bi-monthly reports submitted to the Legislature of the Virgin Islands. I so move.
Second.
Very well.
Second.
Motion was properly moved by Senator Angel Boquet, seconded by Senator Franklin Johnson and Carla Joseph. Roll call, Madam. And Alma, Senator Alma and Senator Alma Francis Halliger. Roll call, Madam Clerk. On the motion.
Senator Carla J. Joseph,
Yes.
Senator Marvin A. Blyden,
Yes.
Senator Blyden, yes. Senator Novell E. Francis Jr. You said yay? Okay. Senator Francis Jr., yay. Senator Alma Francis Heiliger.
Yes.
Senator Francis Heiliger, yes. Senator Franklin D. Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Franklin D. Johnson, yes. Senator Avery L. Lewis. Senator Lewis, yes. And Senator Angel Bolkes Jr.
Yeah.
Senator Bolkes Jr., yes. We have 7 yes.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. The motion to subpoena Commissioner for the Department of Public Works, Derek Gabriel, was voted on favorably.
Motion.
Motion.
Thank you, Mr.
Senator
Chair.
Boquet, you recognize for your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I move that this committee authorize the issuance of a subpoena requiring the Department of Property and Procurement, Commissioner Lisa M. Alejandro, to appear and testify in person before this committee and to provide all official documentation relevant to the Paul E. Joseph Stadium construction project at a hearing to be held on July 18, 2025 in the St. Croix District in the Frits E. Lawaetz Conference Room. Documentation required, written statement outlining DPP's role, statutory authority, and oversight mechanisms for the Paul E. Joseph Stadium project, procurement records, including requests for proposal, RFP, and executed contract documents with GEC LLC that includes the stadium's design, engineering, and construction services, procurement challenges and their resolutions, fiscal accountability records, and oversight measures employed. I so move.
Second.
Second.
Very well.
Second.
Very well. The motion was moved properly by Senator Angel Boquet and seconded by Senator Franklin Johnson, Senator Alma Francis Halligan, and Senator Carla Joseph. Roll call on the motion. Madam Clerk.
Senator Carla J. Joseph.
Yes.
Senator Joseph, yay. Senator Marvin A. Blyden.
Yeah.
Senator Blyden, yay. Senator Novell E. Francis Jr. Senator Francis Jr., yay. Senator Alma Francis Heiliger.
Yes.
Senator Francis Heiliger, yay. Senator Franklin D. Johnson.
Yes.
Senator D. Johnson, yay. Senator Avery L. Lewis. Senator Lewis, yay. And Senator Angel L. Bolkes Jr.
Yeah.
Senator Bolkes Jr., yay. We have 7 yays.
Very well. The motion carries for Lisa Commissioner Lisa Alejandro from the Department of Property and Procurement.
Motion, Mr. Chair.
That's not Alejandro.
Motion?
That's GEC.
I have motion. Senator Boquet, you recognize for your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I move that this committee authorize the issuance of a subpoena requiring the Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation, Acting Commissioner Vincent Roberts, to appear and testify in person before this committee and provide and produce all official documentation relevant to the Paul E. Joseph Stadium construction project at a hearing to be held on July 18, 2025 at the Frits E. Lawaetz Conference Room on the Island District of St. Croix. Documentations required, written statement outlining DSPR's role, statutory authority, and oversight mechanisms for the Paul E. Joseph Stadium project, current capital improvement status related to the stadium, fiscal accountability records concerning the Paul E. Joseph Stadium project. I so move.
Second.
Second.
Motion properly moved by Senator Angel Boquist, seconded by Senator Franklin Johnson, Senator Carla Joseph, and Senator Alma Francis Heiliger. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Senator Carla J. Joseph.
Yes.
Senator Joseph, yay. Senator Marvin A. Blyden.
Yeah.
Senator Blyden, yay. Senator Novell E. Francis Jr. Senator Francis Jr., yay. Senator Alma Francis Heiliger.
Yes.
Senator Francis Heiliger, yay. Senator Franklin D. Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Johnson, yay. Senator Avery L. Lewis. Senator Lewis, yay. Senator Angel L. Bolkes Jr.
Yay.
And Senator Bolkes Jr., yay. We have 7 yays.
Very well. The motion carries for subpoena for Derek Gabriel, the Commissioner for the Department of Public Works.
No.
I'm sorry.
Vincent.
I restate. The motion carries for Mr. Vincent Roberts, Acting Commissioner for the Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation. Do I hear a motion?
Motion, Mr. Chair.
You recognize for a motion, Senator Boquist.
Mr. Chair, I move that this committee authorize the issuance of a subpoena requiring GEC LLC, Mr. John Wessel, owner and managing member, to appear and testify in person before this committee and to produce all official documentation relevant to the Paul E. Joseph Stadium construction project at a hearing to be held on July 18, 2025 in the St. Croix District in the Frits E. Lawaetz Conference Room. Documentation required, written statement outlining GEC LLC's role for the Paul E. Joseph Stadium construction project, detailed construction program report for the last 10 years, details on the current construction phase and upcoming work to completion, original and current project timelines, listing of all change orders between 2014 and 2024, and financial impacts. Any outstanding issues impacting current project delivery. I so move.
Second.
Second.
Motion properly moved by Senator Angel Boquist, seconded by Senator Carla Joseph, Franklin Johnson, and Alma Francis Heiliger. Roll call on the motion, Madam Clerk.
Senator Carla J. Joseph.
Yes.
Senator Joseph, yay. Senator Marvin A. Blyden.
Yeah.
Senator Blyden, yay. Senator Novelli Francis Jr. Senator Francis Jr., yay. Senator Alma Francis Heiliger.
Yes.
Senator Francis Heiliger, yay. Senator Franklin D. Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Johnson, yay. Senator Avery L. Lewis. Senator Lewis, yay. Senator Angel L. Bolkes Jr.
Yay.
Senator Bolkes Jr., yay. Mr. Chair, we have 7 yays.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Motion for subpoena of Mr. John Wessel, owner, GEC LLC, was successful. We're going to take a 1-minute recess. We stand in recess for 1 minute. We're back on the record. Do I hear a motion? Yes, Mr. Chair. Senator Boquist, you recognize for your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I move that this committee authorizes the issuance of a subpoena requiring GEC LLC, Mr. Tim Dempsey, the Director of Operations, to appear and testify in person before this committee and produce all official documentation relevant to the Paulie Joseph Stadium construction project at a hearing to be held on July 18, 2025 in the Frits E. Lawaetz Conference Room on the Island District of St. Croix. Documents required, written statement outlining GEC LLC's role for the Paulie Joseph Stadium project, detailed construction progress report for the last 10 years, details on the current construction phase and upcoming work to completion, original and current project timeline, listing of all change orders between 2014 and 2024, and financial impacts, and any outstanding issues impacting project delivery. I so move.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. The motion was properly moved by Senator Angel Boquist, seconded by Senator Franklin D. Johnson, Senator Carla Joseph, and Senator Alma Francis Helica. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Senator Carla J. Joseph.
Yes.
Senator Joseph, yay. Senator Marvin A. Blyden.
Yea.
Senator Blyden, yay. Senator Novell E. Francis Jr. Yay. Senator Francis Jr., yay. Senator Alma Francis Heiliger.
Yes.
Senator Francis Heiliger, yay. Senator Franklin D. Johnson. Yes. Senator Johnson, yay. Senator Avery L. Lewis. Senator Lewis, yay. And Senator Angel Bolkes Jr.
Yay.
Senator Bolkes Jr., yay. Mr. Chair, we have 7 yays.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The motion to subpoena Mr. Tim Dempsey, Director of Operations, GEC LLC, carries. We're going to take a 1-minute recess. The committee stand in recess for 1 minute.
The Committee on Culture, Youth, Aging, Sports, and Parks is now back on the record. Colleagues, I wanted to thank you all for being here today and supporting what actions need to be taken moving forward. And I wanted to express that this isn't anything personal. This is responsibility, and this is accountability at the end of the day. There is nothing personal. We take no pleasure in having to utilize this form of action, but we have work to do, and the youths of this district, even the whole entire Virgin Islands, should have recreational facilities that they can utilize to keep them off of the streets and getting into crime. Prevention is better than cure. And I want to say that I hope that when the entities that have been subpoenaed come before us, that they take this action very, very seriously, as this project has been in the works for far too long. And I believe, based on echoing the sentiments of my colleagues here today, we believe that this project needs to come across the finish line sooner than later. So we're looking forward to that discussion when the time comes. And I want to take the time to thank you, my colleagues, again, the committee, any committee or non-committee members that were here today, central staff, our media division, our legal counsel division, who is also here with us today, my staff, and last but not least, the listening and viewing audience of the Virgin Islands, who are attending virtually or via airwave radio airwaves. We appreciate your time and for tuning in to our hearing today. And I will say the Committee on Culture, Youth Agents, Sports, and Parks is now hereby adjourned.